Thanks for joining me for another real-time edit. I got this lovely little female Bufflehead here flapping off, drying her wings off in the gorgeous backlit sun, not much earlier than sunset. It was pretty close to sunset, maybe, I don't know, maybe like 15, 20 minutes before the sun dipped below the horizon. So a really fun day out in the water, in the floating hide. I was actually like swimming after her and not like chasing her, but just trying to line things up is what I mean. And actually, she wasn't disturbed at all because shortly after this, she swam through the sun reflection there and then turned and came right by me and just like came like frame fillingly close. So certainly not anything I was disturbing her at all. But yeah, it was just fun being out there in the water with these ducks like this. Anyway, before I get started, I'm just going to do a quick mention of a lot of the other things that I offer on my website. So I want you to go visit rayhennessy.com. That's the best thing you can do to help me out. Check out everything I offer there. I have a ton of content here going every day. New posts, new videos, new still photos every day. Got a lot of live shows coming up lately. So for all the video content, if you just go to the video section here, you can see here's like all the live shows coming up. You can also check out the Wild Conversation show, which is great. A really fun show that we did one. We have the next one coming up soon, which probably by the time this comes out will already have happened, but going to try and do these every month. Brad James, Jess Finley, Emily Reed, and Jamin Hunter all joining me to have just a fun conversation about wildlife photography. And you can join us live on YouTube, ask questions, and listen in on the conversation. But I also have a ton of stuff with my workshops. So just head to the workshop section here and you can see everything I offer. I have online stuff to do all kinds of great learning online, remote sessions, an online course for Lightroom, bird photography course online, and mentorships as well as workshops you can do in person and stuff like that. So tons of content here, rayhennessy.com. Check it out. Please share it with everybody you know. I'm just trying to spread the word and get more people checking out the website just because I put so much work into it and have a lot going on there. All right, with that plug out of the way, thanks for listening to that. Let's jump right into this edit. All right, first things first, the sun's too bright over there. I'm just going to ditch that. I'll get rid of that. I like a little bit of the glow there. I just didn't want the blown out area. I'm just going to make sure I'm pretty level. Usually that's one nice thing about the floating hide is, yeah, everything stays pretty level when I'm shooting in that because it's all floating. So it floats level. I'm actually going to stick with the proper third grid there. Although I think I'm going to go a little bit higher, something like that. All right, I'm going to lift the exposure a little bit, drop the highlights just to make sure that doesn't blow out, and then just going to drop these blacks to get her a little bit richer there, and I'm actually going to drop the shadows because I do want her to be a little bit more of a silhouette. I was seeing some of the white cheek there. I think that's pretty good. From there, yeah, I don't think I have anything else I want to change. So from here, I'm just going to hop right on into Photoshop. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. There we go. All right. There is nothing to clone here. It was a calm day, really nice water. So I'm just going to start kind of tweaking some things here. So I'm going to start by lightening up the sky a little bit. Just want this orange sky to pop a little bit more. And then this side of the water, just try and even that out. I'm actually going to darken the right side just a little bit. I'm just looking to kind of even things a little bit here, only because I think that's just going to play better on this particular photo. All right, I'm going to do a little burn across this background. You can see it's darker over there and then gets a little bit lighter. So I'm just going to keep it a nice dark band all the way across. But that did darken the bird a little bit too much, so I'll come in here and get rid of that off of her and just do that quite precisely here. Oops, went too far there. Get a nice tiny brush going right in there. All right. That should just about do it. I don't think I did too much burning on the wings. Apparently I did. As I'm saying that, I'm removing a bunch of it. All right, there we go. And then it should kind of fade out to nothing. Perfect. Let's check this back wing. Yep, I did do some there too. It's amazing how you don't really see the effect when you're painting it in, but if you remove it entirely, all of a sudden it was there. All right. Just clean up the head here, and then we'll be good to go. So the next thing I really want to do is I want to exaggerate that rim light that she's got going on there. And you know what's funny? I kind of like her a little bit darker, so I'm going to throw another one on there just to kind of darken just the bird there. And let's see if anything, I'll paint some of that in just right on her. Is that going to work? Yeah. There we go. Just get her a little bit richer. Yeah, nice. In other words, I guess I didn't have to paint that out in the first place, but I did. It's still a little bit different than how it was. All right, rim light time. Let's just really exaggerate that rim light. It's probably going to be too much in a lot of areas, but that's okay because I'll just kind of reduce it later. So I'll start by just painting it in where I want to see more of it. Try not to make her head lumpy there. There we go. Yeah, I'm basically just trying to enhance what was there, and in some areas like that, show what wasn't there. I'm not sure I love the color that's happening here, so let's see. Yeah, I might just have to reduce the red a little bit on that and go a little bit more yellow. Yeah, there we go. That seems better. All right, continuing on right down the wing here. And I'll deal with all those other areas in just a bit. And this spot, I think, can take a little bit along the back edge of the wing there. There we go. I'll just kind of complete the wing shape down in there. And I think that's going to do it for the areas that didn't have anything. And then I just want to brighten up the areas that do have some here. Something like that. I think I already did in there. Yeah. And then along the back of the neck and the head here. And now it's going to get tricky with the selection. So I'm just going to select it with color range here so I don't have to try and manually paint those areas. There we go. Hide that. Now I can just kind of be sloppy with it. There we go. And I'm going to see if I can grab this area down here on the wings without getting the background too much. So let's see. Nope, that was no good. Dial it in. There we go. Now I have it, just those wingtips selected there. Nice. That's what I was looking to do. Perfect. Oops. Did not work down there at all. Let me get rid of that. Wow. It's like some interesting iridescence or something happening down here. I'll just manually paint those spots in. All right. I think that's about it. So now it's too much right here. So I'm just going to kind of real soft come back in and fade that. A little bit too much on those wings right there. And then I need to fade these areas off where I want it to be more subtle. And there we go. I think that's about it for that. And oh yeah, that definitely. So there's before, after. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna do one more little, I already have a burn layer going. Let me use it. Just wanted to darken that spot down there. And I think that's about it. So before, after, before, after. All right, let me get that saved. We'll hop right back into Lightroom, compare that to the complete original. I don't think there's going to be a major change here. It is just some subtle stuff, though, that hopefully helps make the bird stand out a little bit more with some better rim light and just kind of evening out that background tone. And there we go. I mean, the biggest difference is getting rid of this horrible distraction of the sun there. My initial goal when I moved into this spot was to try and silhouette her inside the sun, but it was just too bright. I tried maxing the shutter speed at 0.008 of a second, dropping the ISO to 100, and shot one at like f16, and I still couldn't get an exposure on that sun, so it was just too bright at that point. And like I said, it was only 15-20 minutes before sunset, if that. But that's winter, no humidity. All right, there you go. That's the final image. Thanks again. And please share these with all of your friends and fellow photographers. That is the best thing you can do for me to really help me out and keep me doing these. Thanks again. I'll see you on the next one.